Let's take a look at how to use a case expression in SQL. The case expression is an if-then-else statement. And what this means is it will first identify if a condition is true, and then it will do a particular action. Otherwise, it will do another action. So ultimately, the case expression goes through conditions and returns a value when the first condition is met. So once a condition is true, it will stop reading and return the result. If no conditions are true, it will return the value in the else clause. And if there is no value or no else clause, then it will return a null value. And as we know, null is the representation of an unknown value. Let's take a look at this in action to get a better understanding as to how it will actually work. So we have a problem statement that we'll be working with, where we have a budget of 34,000. We want to generate a report that will identify if a vehicle is under budget, on budget, or over budget. So today we'll be working with our vehicle table to be able to generate this information. So let's do a select statement on that. So as you can see, we have 8 records in this particular table that has 4 columns. So what we want is to return this information with an additional column that will highlight when an item is over our budget of 34,000, whether it's on our budget of 34,000 or whether it's under the budget of 34,000. And to be able to do that, we can utilize our case expression. So our case expression will look something like this, where we will first start off by providing our select keyword and list out all of the columns we wish to display. So in this case, we want to display the make, model, color, and cost columns. So we're using that to be represented by our asterisk. Then we want to have an additional column called budget, which would be generated by using our case statement. So when using our case expression, what we'll do is first start off by providing our case keyword. Then we will use our when keyword, which will be the start of a particular evaluation to be done. So in this case, we want it that when the cost is less than 34,000, then, and this then keyword is identifying the action to be done, then we want it to return this string under budget. Now we want to do an additional evaluation. What we will do to start an additional evaluation is to provide another when keyword and identify our conditions. So in this case, we want to evaluate if the cost is equal to 34,000, then we want it to return on budget. And for all other records that don't meet into these conditions, we want it to return over budget, and we'll do that by providing our else keyword and then the information to be returned once it doesn't fit any of the conditions mentioned. To end our case statement, we'll use the end keyword, and this will stop the case expression from doing any evaluation. Now, for uniformity, we want to ensure that the additional column we are creating will have a name. So we're going to use our as keyword to provide an alias, and we'll alias that column by referring to it as budget. And the information we wish to get all of this information from is from our vehicle table. So let's execute this to see the result that will be returned. So what we're seeing on screen is an additional column provided and the evaluation results based off of the conditions provided. So an item that was over our budget of 34,000, which is this Honda Accord, returns a response of over budget. Items below 35,000 returns under budget, and an item matching 34,000 returned on budget. So this is just a simple run through as to how to utilize the case statement. You can have more than two evaluations in a case statement. There's no real limit. And the case statement does not only have to return a string, you can have a calculation occur if a particular evaluation is met. So our key takeaways: using the case statement, you'll need to provide the case keyword, and the evaluations that are to be done will be started by using the when keyword, providing the condition to be evaluated, and then you'll use the then keyword to provide the action to be done once that evaluation is met. And to add additional evaluations, all that is required is to start with another when keyword and continue. Now, once an item has not met any of your conditions, you'll provide the else keyword and action to be taken, so that you'll have results or information present once an evaluation is not met, rather than it being returned as a null value.